Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. I am so glad you've chosen to spend some time here today. Whether you're a returning viewer or new to our community, it's wonderful to have you. We're all about diving deep, offering real, actionable insights that spark genuine change, helping you to understand yourself on a whole new level and seriously upgrade your life. And today we are rolling up our sleeves and tackling a significant topic, one that touches every single one of us, no exceptions: conflict. Yep, that word. Conflict. Just hearing it can make some of us want to build a pillow fort and hide, right? Or maybe it gives your stomach that little lurch. Totally get it. It's been given a bad rap, often because so many of us have experienced it in ways that felt damaging, unfair, or just plain exhausting. We've seen it go wrong, maybe in our families growing up, in past relationships, or even at work, leaving us with a sense of dread or incompetence when it comes to disagreements. We might carry those old patterns or fears into our current interactions, bracing for the worst. But here's a thought I really want you to marinate on for a second. What if disagreements, even those moments that feel like full blown arguments, are actually completely and utterly normal? Like a standard feature of being a human interacting with other humans. And here's the kicker: what if they could even be good for you if handled with skill and awareness? Seriously, good for your romantic relationships by building deeper intimacy and trust as you navigate differences successfully. Good for your friendships by fostering stronger bonds through mutual understanding when you work through misunderstandings. Good for your family dynamics by creating clarity and respect where there might have been tension, and even incredibly good for your own personal growth and those aha moments that change everything by revealing your own patterns and needs. The whole secret? It's not whether you have conflict, it's how you navigate it. Because let's be totally honest with each other. The problem usually isn't that we disagree. We're all unique individuals, carrying our own backpacks of experiences, beliefs, values, and perspectives. We're meant to have different viewpoints sometimes. That's what makes life rich and interesting, and it's how new ideas are born and growth happens. The real trouble, the point where things go sideways and start to feel destructive, is when we lose sight of what the actual issue is and instead we make it about the person. You know what I'm talking about. That almost imperceptible or sometimes very loud shift where a conversation about, say, hey, I'm feeling a bit stressed because the kitchen is consistently messy after dinner, suddenly morphs into, you are so inconsiderate and lazy. You never think about anyone but yourself. Or a simple, ouch, I felt a bit hurt when you said that earlier, turns into a blazing, you are trying to make me feel small. You always want to pick a fight, don't you? The second we start launching those you. Statements like verbal missiles, especially when we start playing mind reader and accusing someone of having negative motivations or intentions. You did that on purpose. You just don't care. Which, let's be real, is something we can't actually prove even if we feel certain. That's when the walls go up. It's like the other person instantly dons a full suit of emotional armor. And then what happens? Meaningful conversation grinds to a halt. The problem? Oh, it's still there, probably feeling even bigger and more complicated now. Nobody walks away feeling good. Nobody wins. It just leaves that yucky, unresolved residue that can poison a connection over time. So, today we're going to flip the script on that. We're going to explore how to fight smarter, not harder, or better yet, how to discuss smarter with more skill and consciousness. We're going to equip you with some genuinely healthy, practical, and totally doable ways to navigate those inevitable disagreements. We're talking about developing top notch communication skills that actually get you somewhere productive, that help you understand each other on a deeper level, and maybe, just maybe, even bring you closer than before. Our big aim here is to help you find that inner calm, that empowering feeling of, I can handle this, and to assist you in building those awesome, vibrant, healthy relationships you're truly seeking. Because you absolutely, unequivocally deserve that. So get comfy, maybe grab that notebook, and let's dive in. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. What are the things that consistently throw our communication completely off the rails when we hit a bump in the road with someone? More often than not, it's because a few really destructive habits have snuck into the conversation. Dr. John Gottman, a brilliant researcher in relationship dynamics, identified four particularly nasty culprits. He calls them the four horsemen of the apocalypse because if these are regular guests in your conflicts, they can spell serious trouble for your connection. Their presence predicts relationship breakdown with alarming accuracy if they become entrenched. But here's the empowering part. Once you can spot these horsemen, you gain the power to choose a different path. Knowledge, especially self awareness, is power. So let's meet these figures who derail our best intentions. First up, we have criticism. It's vital to distinguish between a complaint and a criticism. A complaint targets a specific issue or behavior. For example, I felt worried when you were an hour late for our dinner and didn't call. This is specific. Criticism, however, is an attack on character, using global statements like you always or you never. For instance, you're so inconsiderate. You never think about my feelings. This implies a fixed, negative personality trait, making the other person feel attacked and devalued, naturally leading to defensiveness. The antidote, as Dr. Gottman suggests, is a gentle startup, talk about your feelings regarding a specific situation using I statements rather than attacking the person. For example, when I see clothes on the floor in the bedroom, I feel a bit stressed because I value a tidy space. Could we talk about how we can manage this? Next, the most corrosive horseman, contempt. Contempt is communicating from a place of superiority, treating the other person with disrespect, mocking, biting sarcasm, name calling, eye rolling, sneering. It's verbal and nonverbal acid, designed to make the other person feel worthless. It's often fueled by long simmering negative thoughts and unresolved frustrations. The message is brutal: I'm better than you. The impact is severe, eroding admiration and respect, creating hostility. Dr. Gottman's research shows contempt is the single greatest predictor of divorce and can even impact physical health. To combat this, you must actively build a culture of appreciation and respect, expressing gratitude and describing your own feelings and needs without attacking their character. Then there's defensiveness. This is that gut level reaction when you feel unjustly accused, rushing to protect yourself, prove innocence, or turn blame. It often follows criticism. You might make excuses. It's not my fault traffic was bad, or cross complain, firing back with your own complaint. Well, you didn't take out the trash. Defensiveness escalates conflict by invalidating the other's concerns and stops resolution because no one takes responsibility. The antidote is to try and take responsibility for even a small part of the conflict. Saying, I can see how my actions contributed to this, can soften the interaction. Finally, the fourth horseman, stonewalling. This is when a person withdraws completely, shuts down, stops responding, or physically leaves. It's like talking to a brick wall. This usually happens during physiological flooding, heart rate up, stress hormones pumping, brain overwhelmed. It's self-preservation, but devastating for the partner, who may feel abandoned and escalate their attempts to get a response, creating a vicious cycle. If stonewalling occurs, it's a sign things are too intense. The key is to recognize flooding signs before stonewalling and agree to a timed break, at least 20 minutes, to self-soothe, with a commitment to return to the conversation later when calmer. First and foremost, focus on the issue, not the person. Healthy disagreements stay laser focused on the specific problem or behavior, not character attacks or dredging up old, unrelated grievances. The goal is to tackle the problem as a team rather than making each other the problem. Instead of, you're always messy and completely disorganized, try, when the kitchen is cluttered after dinner with dishes and papers spread out, I feel stressed and find it hard to relax in the evening. I'd love for us to find a better system for keeping the space clear. This invites collaboration. Be hard on the problem, soft on the person. This approach allows both people to address the concern without feeling personally attacked, making solutions more accessible. Next, a game changer for effective communication using I statements. These let you express your feelings and needs without making the other person defensive, as you own your experience. The most effective structure is often I feel your specific emotion when the specific observable situation or behavior happens because the concrete impact it has on you or your underlying need/concern. What I would appreciate/need is your positive, actionable request. For example, instead of, you never listen to me when I'm talking, you're always on your phone. Try, I feel unheard and a little unimportant when I'm sharing something about my day and I notice you're scrolling on your phone, because it makes me think what I'm saying isn't valued. I'd love it if we could set aside a few minutes each day to connect and listen without those distractions. This focuses on your experience and invites collaboration rather than immediate accusation and defensiveness. Then, there's the often underestimated superpower of active listening. This is so much more than just keeping your mouth shut while the other person talks, all the while mentally rehearsing your brilliant rebuttal. Active listening means you are fully present, concentrating on what the other person is saying, their words, body language, tone, with the genuine aim of truly understanding their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Key components include paying full attention, no distractions, show engagement, suspending judgment, understand their world first, reflecting and paraphrasing. So, if I'm getting this right, you're feeling X, and asking open ended, clarifying questions. Can you tell me more about what that felt like? This whole process makes the speaker feel genuinely heard and validated, making them infinitely more open to hearing your side. Building directly on active listening is seeking genuine understanding and empathy. This means making a heartfelt attempt to step into their shoes, to see the situation through their eyes, and to connect with their feelings, even if you don't agree with their facts. You can ask yourself, why is this so important to them? Verbally, you can say, I can see this is really upsetting for you, and I want to understand why, or help me understand your perspective on this a bit more. Empathy doesn't mean agreement. It means acknowledging their emotional experience as valid for them, which fosters connection. And finally, a super practical strategy, knowing when and how to take breaks. Sometimes conversations get too heated and we enter physiological flooding where our rational brain goes offline. Recognizing this in yourself or your partner and agreeing to pause is a sign of incredible emotional maturity. I'm feeling really overwhelmed right now. Can we please take a 20-minute break to cool down and come back to this when we're both calmer? I really do want to resolve this with you. During the break, do something genuinely calming. Take a walk, listen to music, deep breathe. Don't just sit there and rehearse arguments. And always agree on a time to return. This isn't avoidance, it's responsible communication. First, recognize the signs of escalation in yourself and others. This is your early warning. Racing heart, tense muscles, louder voice. Noticing these gives you a window to intervene. Once you recognize escalation, the most powerful tool is to agree to pause, the strategic timeout. Calling a respectful timeout is strength. Whoa, I'm getting worked up. I need a quick break. Can we pause for 10 minutes and regroup? I do want to resolve this. State your need, use an I statement, suggest a time frame, and reaffirm commitment. A hugely important technique, validating your partner's feelings, even if you don't agree with their facts. Validation means acknowledging their emotional experience as real for them. Wow, I can see how much that upset you, or it makes sense you're feeling frustrated. This instantly lowers defensiveness. Consciously lower your voice tone, volume, and pace. Speaking slowly and quietly can have a calming effect. It signals you're not trying to fight. Actively soften your language. Avoid accusations like you always or you never. Try, sometimes it feels to me like, or I'm wondering if. These de-escalation techniques are practical steps for when conflict boils over. They help manage turmoil and build understanding. Let's start by understanding your personal triggers. What lights your fuse? A trigger is something, a word, tone, situation, that sparks a strong, disproportionate emotional reaction rooted in past experiences. Becoming aware of your triggers is monumental. What sets you off? Feeling ignored? Criticized? Controlled? Journaling helps identify these patterns. Knowing your triggers gives you power to manage your response. A game changer is separate intent from impact. The impact of words might differ from the intent. We often react to negative impact and assume negative intent. They wanted to hurt me. This escalates things. What if their intent wasn't malicious, even if the impact was painful? This doesn't excuse hurtful behavior, but changes how you address it. Instead of, you always try to put me down, try, when you said X, the impact on me was I felt criticized. I know you might not have meant it that way, but that's how it landed. This invites dialogue. Then, managing your reactivity, widening the space between stimulus and response. Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. When triggered, that space feels tiny. Mindfulness helps observe feelings without being swept away. Deep breathing calms your nervous system. Grounding techniques, noticing your feet, your chair, bring you to the present. And don't forget self-criticism versus self-compassion. Many of us are hard on ourselves after conflict. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the kindness you'd offer a friend. So always tell yourself, I don't criticize myself, I analyze myself. Acknowledge conflict is hard and you're learning. This fosters resilience. Managing your offense and triggers is deep, ongoing inner work. It's about becoming the calm captain of your emotional ship. Now, after all this, after navigating the heat, what comes next? Even if conflict is handled well, there's often a need for reconnection. This brings us to the vital skill, the repair attempt. This is how disagreements can reinforce bonds. Let's explore that. So, what exactly is a repair attempt? And why is it so important? Dr. Gottman defines it as any statement or action that tries to de-escalate tension and reconnect. It's like hitting a reset button saying, hey, we're a team. This isn't bigger than us. Repair attempts are crucial because unresolved conflicts are like cracks in a foundation. They signal you value the relationship more than being right. Gottman's research shows successful repair attempts are a top predictor of relationship longevity. It's not if you fight, but how effectively you repair. Let's look at some real-world examples of repair attempts. But can we pause? Or let's take a break as mentioned for de-escalation. This also functions as a repair by stopping negativity and signaling a desire for a better approach. A genuine, heartfelt, I'm sorry. This isn't just saying words. A good apology involves clearly acknowledging what you did or said that was hurtful, showing you understand its impact, and ideally, stating how you'll try to do better. Crucially, avoid the I'm sorry, but admitting when you've misstepped or were wrong. You know what? Let me try that again. I don't think that came out right, or oops, I worded that badly. Can I rephrase? Or even, you were right about X, I was mistaken. Expressing your own vulnerability with an I statement, inviting connection. I'm feeling really defensive right now, and I'm not sure why. Can you maybe say that a different way so I can understand it better? Or I'm feeling a bit distant from you right now, and I miss our connection. Nonverbal repairs. These can be very powerful. A gentle, reassuring touch, a warm, soft smile, making gentle, kind eye contact, offering a hug, or simply turning your body towards them with an open, receptive posture. The key is that the repair attempt feels authentic, timely, and is a genuine effort to bridge the gap. Now, let's briefly touch again on the danger of unrepaired conflict, the slow burn of resentment. Resentment is that corrosive, bitter feeling that builds when we believe we should have received something important, attention, respect, understanding, and apology, but didn't. When conflicts happen without effective repair, resentment grows, poisoning the relationship and making future conflicts infinitely harder. Learning to make and graciously accept repair attempts is your best defense. Finally, and this is so important, it's crucial to remember that making and effectively receiving repair attempts takes two. It's a dance. One person can make a beautiful repair attempt, but if the other person isn't willing or able to receive it, then the repair won't land. If your partner offers a repair, even if it's imperfect, try to acknowledge the effort. You might say, "Thank you for saying that. I'm still feeling a bit hurt, but I'm willing to work through this with you." The art of the repair attempt is about courage, humility, and a deep commitment to the relationship. It's consciously choosing connection over the often empty victory of being right. Wow, we have covered an incredible amount of ground. From destructive patterns to healthy approaches, de-escalation, managing triggers, and now the vital importance of repair. This journey of improving communication is ongoing, but so rewarding. Now, let's bring it all together and talk about applying these insights. Well, there you have it. We've really taken a deep dive into the often choppy waters of handling conflict today, and I sincerely hope you're coming away with some valuable new perspectives and practical tools that feel both empowering and achievable. We started this journey by normalizing conflict, by shifting our mindset to see it not as a catastrophe to be avoided at all costs, but as a natural, even inevitable, part of human connection. The real differentiator we discovered isn't if we have conflict, but how skillfully and consciously we navigate it. We unmasked those notorious for horsemen, criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling, those all too common destructive communication patterns that can silently, or not so silently, erode the very foundations of our most precious relationships if they're left unchecked. Understanding these is like getting X-ray vision into our arguments, allowing us to see what's really going on beneath the surface. Then we turned our attention to the brighter side, exploring the essential signs and strategies of healthy, constructive conflict. We talked about the immense power of focusing on the specific issue at hand, rather than launching personal attacks. We highlighted the transformative magic of using those clear and responsible I statements to express our feelings and needs without blame. We delved into the profound importance of active listening, truly hearing to understand, not just to formulate a reply, and the deeply empathetic skill of genuinely seeking to grasp the other person's perspective, even when it differs wildly from our own. And of course, we underscored the practical wisdom of knowing when to hit the pause button and take a strategic break before things get out of hand and we say or do things we regret. These are the communication skills that build sturdy bridges of understanding rather than high walls of resentment. We equipped you with some essential De-escalation 101 techniques for those inevitable moments when, despite our best efforts, the emotional temperature starts to soar. These are simple yet powerful strategies like validating the other person's feelings, even if you don't agree with their entire argument, consciously lowering your voice and speaking more slowly, choosing softer and more thoughtful language, and looking for those small but significant points of agreement that can shift the energy. Crucially, we also journeyed inward, exploring the vital art of managing our own offense and personal triggers. We talked about the game-changing importance of separating someone's, perhaps unknown or even benign, intent from the actual impact their words or actions have on us. We looked at practical ways to widen that precious space between a trigger and our response, often through the calming practices of mindfulness and self-soothing. And we touched on the vital role of self-compassion in helping us learn how to deal with self-criticism, especially when we feel we haven't handled a situation as gracefully as we might have wished. This internal work, this commitment to self-awareness and emotional regulation is where so much of our true power and freedom lies. And finally, we emphasize the profound importance of the repair attempt, those deliberate actions, big or small, that we take to mend connections, apologize sincerely when needed, and reaffirm our commitment to the relationship after a disagreement has occurred. This is how we prevent the slow burn of resentment and ensure that conflicts don't leave lasting damage, but instead can even, over time, lead to greater intimacy, trust, and understanding. I truly believe, and everything we stand for here at Mind Hacking Hub is built upon this conviction that conflict, when approached with a conscious mindset, a genuine willingness to learn, and the right set of communication tools, isn't something to be perpetually feared or avoided. It is, in fact, a tremendous, often untapped, opportunity for profound growth. It's a chance to understand ourselves better, our triggers, our needs, our deepest values, our communication patterns. It's an opportunity to understand others more deeply, their perspectives, their underlying hurts, their unspoken hopes. And ultimately, it's an opportunity to build even stronger, more resilient, more authentic, and more loving relationships. It helps us achieve that inner peace, that sense of emotional mastery, and cultivate those deeply healthy connections that so many of us, especially you conscious growth seekers, are actively yearning for. You absolutely can change how you experience and navigate conflict. These are not mystical talents reserved for a chosen few. They are learnable, practicable skills that anyone can develop with intention and practice. Now, if what we've explored together today has really resonated with you and you're looking for ways to continue this journey of growth, we have a couple of suggestions that will also really help our channel thrive and reach more people like you. First off, if you found genuine value in our conversation today, if it sparked some important insights or gave you even one new tool or perspective to try, please do us a massive favor and give this video a thumbs up. It truly does help our channel reach and support more people who, just like you, are on this journey of conscious growth. More likes tell YouTube that this is valuable content, which helps more people find it, and that means more views and a growing community. Your click makes a difference. And if you haven't already, and you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos where we share fresh, practical strategies for mastering your mind, your emotions, your communication, and your relationships, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know when new content drops, supporting our subscriber count growth. We'd love to have you as a regular part of our community, learning and growing with us. We also believe learning is continuous. If you're hungry for more on this topic or related areas of personal development, we encourage you to explore other videos on our channel. We have playlists dedicated to communication skills, emotional intelligence, and relationship health that you might find incredibly helpful. Clicking on another video and watching it through not only deepens your understanding, but also really helps us with that all-important average watch time, which is another key way YouTube knows you're finding true value here. So, keep exploring. And one last thing, and this is a big one for us because it creates connection and helps us learn what you need. What's one key takeaway? One insight. Or one strategy from today's deep dive on handling conflict that you're going to consciously try to implement or practice in your life this week. Share it with us in the comments section below. Your insights, your experiences, your questions, they could be incredibly helpful and inspiring for someone else in this amazing community. Plus, your comments are a fantastic way to boost engagement. Let us know what topics you'd like to see more of and really help this video get seen by more people. Let's learn and grow together. Thank you so very much for investing your valuable time and energy with us today. It means the world. Remember, you absolutely have the power within you to transform your communication and build the deeply connected, fulfilling relationships you truly desire. We're here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, take excellent care of yourself, be kind to yourself and others, and keep on growing.